Hello everyone, Krydax here. Welcome back to our full BZ Plus playthrough. We are having a great time with this base. We just finished our red circuit stuff and trying to fix some issues around the base, but they just keep coming. Right now steel is gone, which is not good, and we're researching tritium breeding, which is using both yellows and purples. So, get rid of those. So yeah, we are a little short on research, and we're not going to be able to make it all the way to the tritium power. But once we do, we will finally have fixed a lot of power issues. Because right now we're having some power issues. So I want to make another fusion plant, which will help a little bit. They're not massively power positive right now. But at least a little bit power positive. So I need to make another one. The thing I want to figure out is beacons this time. See how many buildings that can save me. But just like before, I am going to need to put all my crap to the side. Turn off requests. Put this all in there. Go ahead and take a few things out that I know I'll need. And start grabbing. So tungsten, copper, steel, and plastic. The plastic is here. Just gonna take it all. And steel is here. Also gonna take it all. Tungsten and copper are right here. Okay, there's a plasma heater, and now we need a bunch more copper. I should probably pay attention to how much I have. 1,000 iron, 1,000 graphite. Because I think I'm gonna run out of inventory space now. Thousand zirconia, 1,000 zircaloy. Zirconia is here. It's only 5 squares though. Zirc alloy. And 910. Yeah, the problem is the plastic. I only needed 1,000 plastic. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we need 10 more steel. Okay. There we go. So now we need 50 concrete and some more blues. Well, we've got strobe lights, so hopefully you guys are not prone to seizures, because our base has the nice stroboscopic effect due to the lack of power. Alright. We need... what was it? Concrete. You know, I'm just gonna take as much as I can and hope it's enough. There we go. Alright, fusion reactor, and then I need the heat exchanger. So I need some more iron, copper, steel, and plastic. There's the iron. Copper's over here. Wait, where's copper? Walked right past it. And then steel and plastic are in that storehouse. Yeah, exactly. It's just the heartbeat of the factory. That's a good way to look at it. The fun part about Nullius as a mod pack is that when you use wind as your main source of power, it kind of does have a heartbeat. You end up with too much power a lot of the time and not enough power a lot of the time. And you actually get used to that, which is kind of a weird place to be as a Factorio player. You're like, how could I ever get used to that? But you do, and it's kind of cool. Yeah, I was worried about that. I don't want all of that steel and plastic. I'll just leave that there. I'll probably need it again for something. Or I'll put it in a storage chest. Alright, well, tritium breeding is finished as a research, which is nice. Copper has... What's gone on with copper? Oh, we have a pesky red belt. Gosh dang it. This is what I get for not using the upgrade planner. Okay, well that helps a bit. We were capped at 30. Now we're at least capped at the proper number of 45. And yet we're not getting the full number of 45, which is due to lack of input? Or lack of power? Probably due to lack of power. These are all running. So we're getting our fusion set up. We are gonna need less of the refineries and boilers. Boilers can be affected by what are they called? Beacons. And I think we found out electrolyzers can't, but I want to double check that. I think these were on the doesn't work list. Yeah, those don't change, but these do. And yeah, okay, so we won't need as many boilers. We'll probably only need like 4. Which is how many I'm crafting. Electrolyzers, we are going to need a bunch. And then I do think I'm going to reshape this. Because this goes to the right, and you can't rotate this at all. I think I'm going to set this all up slightly different. So this is kind of, this goes straight into this with no pipes in between. I don't really think a buffer's needed. I might do 1 pipe for a buffer of 100. But this already has a buffer of 200 as it is. The problem with no buffer, though, is that this goes back down to 0 when you change the recipe. So maybe I'll do a 1 pipe segment between them, and then this will go straight into this. And then I want to basically rotate this way so that it goes straight out the middle. And that's pretty much it. I think I can probably turn this 90 degrees so that it's more shaped nicely, but I also might change this so the water well pumps are further away, so that we can use beacons, potentially. Let me look at this. If we were even just using speed 2s, we would only need 5 of them. If we could get 1 beacon on each, we would only need 4. We can get 2 beacons on each. Doesn't change. If we can get 3 beacons affecting each refinery, we only need to build 3 of them. The problem with that is the flow rate goes up even further. So I think we need a minimum of 5. Just for flow rate issues. So this isn't going to look that different, even with modules. Because that would put them at about 1,600 each. Means 10 of those. 10 of those. Probably a couple more. How many electrolyzers did I craft? Not enough. We need more of those. Somehow this has stayed caught up. I think it's because we're using most of our power. I still think I need to put that steam into here. It's just really annoying because those aren't even connected in terms of steam. But yeah, I think we'll just kind of start with this where it can fit. And then we'll move the ore around it. I think up here is about where I want. The new fusion will be deuterium until we get tritium, and then we'll have one doing each, because one has to make the tritium, and then the other one can burn the tritium. So, for now, it's one of each. Or, both deuterium, but then eventually one of each. Okay, lubricant is now detached, gotta fix that. So that's fixed. And then this, unfortunately, is an odd numbered thing, isn't it? So there's no way I can balance that perfectly, but that'll be good enough. We'll have it connect to all 4 of those. And then hooked up to here. Yeah, it'll be its own network. Now, these are kind of far apart, I'm just now realizing. But we can use these pipes for the gas, so we'll be fine. It's just the plasma that can only go kind of short distances. Oh, the lubricant? Is it still detached? I thought I fixed it. Oh, you're right. What did I do? Oh, I didn't change this one to a Turney boy. There we go. Thank you. Okay, and then we do need to connect logistics on this end. That one needs power. All right. Hopefully that mostly gets us there. Okay, so that's good. That's good. Plasma heater is here. Excuse me. That will be doing deuterium for now. And then the electrolyzers can go here. And then the boilers. Let's see. That's the out. I could have them like coincide, but then I can't put beacons in between. So I think I'll do it this way. And then I can tell the bots are doing lots of things. And it looks like they're doing lots of things. They're still mad about all the buildings because I don't have enough. I need to handcraft the electrolyzers too. I do still need the same amount of this, right? Like, this still burns 11 a second. Yeah, we do still need 11 a second. That's not up for debate. So I don't need this one. This is already going to be 12 a second. So that's enough. And then with bacons here. Let's see if that gets us the required amountage. That is 20 a second. We only needed 16.5, so that's good to go. And then finally we need our oil refineries. Now, this is where things get tricky. Oh gosh, there was a lot of bots in that. So I believe if I want this to copy properly, I need to make it a blueprint, because it doesn't copy water by default. But if I do that, it will. And we'll hold off on the water pumps, and that's 6. We'll take off top one. Okay. Now that will fit here like so. But then we're gonna have a problem with the water. No we're not, actually. I have the solution. So that should be fine. I'll line the top of that up with the top of the electrolyzers. I'll give it one more space because I can. I'll have less regrets. Shift click to get the water fill built. Shift click again. Wait, what? Why did I need to do that twice? What the heck? Oh gosh, I broke it. Forgot to rotate it. What did I do wrong? Oh, I didn't use the blueprint. I have no idea what actually just happened, to be honest. Oh, it keeps pasting the water fill again rather than the buildings on it. Weird. What the heck? It didn't even do the water correct. Something's funky here. It broke my game. It, like, didn't actually place water. But I also can't put landfill over it. What the heck? Oh no. What happened? Uh-oh. Well, we've got a bit of an issue here. I assume it's something to do with nanobots. Well, how do we even fix this? This is so weird. It clearly counts itself as some other form of tile. Here, I guess I can just go into the editor, right? It's just weird we can't landfill over it. Actually, let's try this. Let's try this. Okay. I guess I didn't need it to be this big, but I just wanted to see. Nope, that didn't fix it either. Yikes. Ooh. But it will let... Hold on. Maybe it did fix it. Maybe it did. Ha! It did. If I have the concrete over it, it will let me place... Now this is some serious bug action right here. It'll let me place the water only if the concrete is over the top of it. That is so strange. It's really strange. Yeah, that is a strange bug right there. That's not the kind you see every day. But at least we found a solution. So for that, I am grateful. So now we should be able to place these guys. There we go. Okay. So that's good. The hydrogen sulfide should be hooked up. That's not needed. Just for visual's sake, now I feel like I need concrete around the whole thing. Okay. That was a fun little experience. And then, okay, so what I'm going to do for the water is hook it up all the way across to here. And I believe 2 tiles is fine. In terms of pumping rate. And then for the sulfide, we're going to have to bring that over from the other spot. We should have plenty by now. And then I'm just going to throw speed in these guys. Should be good. Okay, so sulfide we can bring over. I love how long these pipes are. We're only going to need like 8 pipes to connect from there all the way up to here. That feels really good. Okay. So that should be it once these are built. Yep, there we go. And now that's got the heavy water going, and that loops around to the input of this. Good, good. These are running. We need to do something with all that steam. How much steam is it again? About 300. So... So here's the thing, 10 steam engines will correctly burn 300 per second. But the problem is, if we're not using full power, then they won't. Assuming the priority level is normal. But however, if we're not using full power, then I guess I'm kind of being a dummy. These aren't going to be burning at full rate either. So I guess we do only need like 10. I mean, I'll probably do like 15 just to be consistent here. But I think that's correct thinking. Because if these aren't running at full speed, that means we're not consuming all of the power that's available, but then that means these turbines aren't going to be running at full speed, which means we don't need these to be running at full speed. So I think we're actually okay. That's why this has never built up at all. I would have expected to see a little bit of build-up, because at one point we were using less than full power. But, yeah, I think that's what's going on. Okay, one more electrolyzer, and... what have I not done? Hooked up these. This should be the last thing, and we will have fusion plant number 2 up and running. What do you mean different fluids? How did that get 5% heavy water? Uh-oh, what did I do? How are these hooked up? Oh, the output is vertical. I don't need all 4 sides connected. I don't actually know what happened there. There we go. There we go. Ta-da! Okay, and then we want the 480. Beautiful. And the heat begins. Nice. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too bad. That should be all set up. I probably should have put this on the north part so it all fit in, like, a square. If I want a third one, I can move it. But yeah, one more fusion plant. Done. It'll take a little while before we see any power out of it, because these have to get to 500 degrees, and that 500 has to propagate all the way to here, which takes a little bit. And then all the way down the lines. And this only nets me, what did we say, about 130 megawatts? So we may not be in the green even after this is running. But it's better than nothing. 120 megawatts runs a lot of assemblers. Okay, we got some issues right now. What is happening? We are not getting any plastic. Because carbon black has goofed up. So rather than a priority, maybe... This is strange. I guess these haven't been able to keep it properly. What's the use rate on carbon black? 10? I would have thought these could keep up with that, but maybe not. So what we'll do is this. This will only run if carbon black is less than 100. So that should get things running again, and that one won't run at all. Oh, it's giving light oil the priority over heavy oil. I think that's the issue. Heavy always needs to be able to crack first. So heavy needs to have the priority over light. So maybe what I should do is this, and then input priority right on that one. And that will correctly prioritize then the heavy versus light cracking. I think that could have been part of the issue too. Maybe that's what happened. So when we make plastic, it should crack. It should use the carbon black from heavy cracking first, and then the carbon black from light cracking. I wonder if the carbon black amount is too high. Is that what's happening? Do we have too much carbon black? I guess we do need some sort of off vent just in case. I'm not sure if that happens. I'd have to rework all the ratios. It's honestly not worth it because we can just do this. And this only runs if the carbon black in here is greater than 1,000. And graphite is nearby. So now that graphite's only used in lubricant, so maybe this is a bad idea. Do I ever request graphite very often in the network? What is graphite used for? I mean, I just want to get rid of it easily. I could put it on a belt. I don't know. I don't know what it's used for past this, but we'll prioritize it. And that can get rid of a lot of carbon black if necessary. Okay, I think that's all figured out so it won't stall out. Now, tritium breeding is finished. Our base is freaking out power-wise, especially now that we have 2 plasma heaters. So I do think I want to accumulate some power to help at least smooth things out. I'll still be short on power. And I guess once we run out of power, it'll just keep flashing on and off, but in the long run, it should help. Oh, our plastic is travesty right now. Oh gosh. What have we done? What have we done? I should probably just let this base idle for 10 hours and let everything, you know, catch up and stop running so that we're not using this much power. Okay, this is starting to spin up. Yeah, because this is actually a huge power cost at first. Another few minutes, and I think it'll be netting us some power, but until all of, probably up to about here, are running, it's not netting us any power. But soon, it'll be feeding new power into my base. And then we should be flashing on and off a bit less. But anyway, accumulators need batteries. That's the only thing. We haven't put batteries on the bus, so let's... I think I'll just improve wherever batteries are being produced, which is near here. Where is it? Over here. I was thinking ahead, and I'm very thankful for past Krydax, because we should be able to get some extra batteries pretty easily. And then it's batteries, solder, and tungsten. It's kind of weird. So we'll bring that up, and we'll make accumulators up here. Do we have either of those nearby? Already? Doesn't look like it. Okay. So... but that's supposed to be... maybe I should go on this side? Yeah, I'll go on this side. Okay, so this is... these two. Let's see. Do this. This is a bit messy, but it works. Okay, and then tungsten here. And that one. up and over. There we go. All right. So solder can be made in an electric foundry, which I think I'll do right here. Probably only need 1 or 2 of them. Solder. Yeah, I mean, these make solder crazy fast. Accumulators need 2 each, so we're fine. So there's solder, tungsten, and batteries. So batteries need to come over and split like a banana. And that looks like it shouldn't work, but it very much does. Feed onto here. And now we've got accumulators. Forget how fast they craft. Are these fast or slow? 10 seconds apiece. So kind of slow. I think 4 buildings should do it, at least without any speed at the moment. And we'll put those in a provider chest, limited to, are they 100? They stack to 50. So that's 600, 7, 8, 9, 1,000. Oh. Need the faraway ingredients. There we go. 90% sure, no productivity. Yeah. All right. Just because there's really not much of a cost here, I'm gonna speed it up a bit more. I mean, the cost is using up all available resources, I guess, but that's fine. What else are we going to do with all those resources? Okay. So that's going. Nice, nice, nice. How's science looking currently? We are at, well, 10k yellow and only 1k purple. That's the problem. It's the purple, that's the problem. The reason purple's so low, by the way, and yellow's high, because normally it's the other way around, is because for all of the tritium or deuterium researches, we didn't need yellow. So we were spending all of our purple constantly, and yellow had time to stock up. Now that we're spending both, I assume purple will slowly catch up. But maybe not. I don't know. I wonder if the ratios are different. Because yellow costs a lot of things, but does it cost less circuits than purple? 3.34 for a purple. Gosh, and purple is a ton of steel. Maybe that's part of the problem. I think yellow is less steel heavy. It's more aluminum heavy and green circuits, but yeah, it's lighter on steel. So if steel is an issue, purple's going to be the problem. Actually. And I do feel like we should productivity on batteries. Well, I guess we can start researching. Also, this one's going to be really nice. It'll make less steam for the same amount of heavy water, and it'll save me power. I think. Yeah, 40%. Or 40 times the 5% heavy water gets me 2 in 1 second. This is the same thing, but it'll get me 4 in 1 second. So the same amount of oil refineries and the same amount of boilers will get me twice as much. Oh wait, that one's 10% heavy water. Oh, that changes the oil refinery recipe. Shoot, is that going to mess with my setup? That's 0.1 seconds to get 50 of the output. Oh, never mind. It is going to mess things up. This would require me to do another step of oil refinery. Interesting. Huh. Well, we definitely don't need that right now. So let's do gas mixing. And then DT Plasma is going to take forever to research, and so is DT Fusion. But man, once we get those done, we are going to get lots of power. And then we can do these high-capacity turbines too. And it's going to be really fun to watch this, which currently is a field full of these outputs, will reduce down to 5. It'll reduce down to this. This amount of the high capacity will be the same as all of that. And because we're going to have 1.4 gigajoules, we'll probably, you know, have something about this size. But that will be very nice as well. And it increases the throughput potential because the heat pipes don't have to go as far. Heat pipes do have issues with distance, so that's part of the problem. I'm also curious how power's doing. It looks like we're keeping up now. So I think that extra 130 megawatts or whatever it is we're producing is now enough to keep the base caught up. So that feels good. We're not dipping down below the maximum. And let me see, do we have enough to be worth placing? We do. I think 130 will be good for us. Now, where do I place these? Not really sure. I think I'll go out to the west here and we'll just do a basic accumulator field, which is substation. It does nicely work out here. So what is that? About 80? Not about 80, exactly 80 per substation. And then just for more charging, we'll make sure this has a connection. Oh yeah, those dragon teeth. Wait, where'd they go? Oh, it's the power graph. There you go. Om nom nom. In the longer ones, it does even itself out. It's a little tricky because the produced power... there might be a better way to do this, and I might actually switch to the better way. There's a couple things I'm thinking. For one, I don't know if this megajoule fluid can flow into pipes. What you could do is prioritize... You could have the plasma heater on its own power network and prioritize the flow of megajoules to some turbines and exchangers. You'd need another fusion heat exchanger over here. And that whole setup would only go to powering the plasma heater. And that would be on its own separate network. And that would help with the inflated numbers here. Because a lot of this power is going to just power the fusion reactors. So at some point I might want to set it up that way so we actually see the true representation of the base. I just would need 2 more fusion heat exchangers, which I guess these ones aren't that expensive. I could probably do that. And I'm also presuming... I don't think... I can't quite afford right now to delete this, because that would cost me a lot of power. But I really want to know... Let's just do the science. Okay, yep, you can put megajoules into here. So, that's a thing. Now, where are they going? Do they decay? What is happening here? Oh gosh, they do. Interesting. So... you would have to maybe use a set of pumps. I wonder if they could pump it around quick enough. So maybe you're not supposed to do that. Yeah, I don't know. You can't rotate this, so you would need to, like, pump it vertically. I mean, just for argument's sake, we kind of have to know if this works. Otherwise, we'll be sad. So let's just put one here. Let's make a few pumps. So it'll pump out, and it'll pump in. Oh gosh, it doesn't. Does that even attach? It says it does. And then... Oh, but that's constantly wasting it, then. Because it's gonna be disappearing from these. So never mind. Okay, you can't really do that then. So sadly, the only other way to do it is to use the steam. You use steam powering stuff over here, and then you use overflow to power the rest of the base. But the problem is the flow rate of the steam is very high. Those high capacity heat exchangers, you know, they generate 1,000 a second. So to power the plasma heater, you're gonna need like 4 of these. I guess 4 separate lines. I don't know. We can figure it out. I will want to do that, is I think still gonna be the case. Yeah, my construction bots will keep building some of those accumulators. And is graphite still an issue, or is steel a bigger issue, or I wonder what's going on here. Graphite seems to be okay. All of these seem to be okay, in fact. Steel is, however, not okay. Why not? Because of coke. And that means we don't have enough coal, and we definitely just don't have enough coal. Oh gosh, Dave, now you're asking me the real questions. Let's go find out. I'm guessing it doesn't. Because these, I think, are more for the plasma. But it's worth a shot. Now we're gonna waste more of my base's energy. This thing probably finally heated back up to 1,000 degrees, and now we're gonna kill it again. No, it didn't even get that hot. The meme. It does work. Okay, well, we'll just use these then. Gosh dang it. Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Because now we will have an easier time prioritizing power to the plasma heaters, but also... You always ask the perfect questions about a minute too late. You helped, exactly, you did help. I was more frowning at myself there. Okay, so coal, what is the issue here? The issue seems to be that we're eating a bunch down here. Where is this going? Going to making silicon, right. So we're at the point where we truly need more than a blue belt of coal. So what we're gonna do... Okay, and it does seem that the train can support a bit more. Not a ton, but a bit. What we're gonna do is this. And I don't actually think we need to do that. Because the inserters already are arranged that way, so... So we're going to go with a bonus belt of coal here. And that guy's just gonna go straight down. Going in with that one. Don't know what that used to be. That's not needed. Okay, and that'll make sure we're getting a full belt into the bus for the base, on top of the amount that we need for silicon. Which is pretty high, I seem to remember. Silicon costs a lot of coke, so yeah, 2 coal each. So that's a big part of it. Okay, and hopefully we see our steel numbers go up after this. I'm hoping. Yeah, I mean, with this, we should be actually having issues with iron, not coke, right? Did these make 15 a second? They do. Oh gosh, but they need a full blue belt of coal. Alright, we're gonna have to rearrange a couple things here. Oh yeah, the coke is meaningless. I don't even need that anymore. That was only when these were powered with coke and I was trying to save a little bit of fuel. My recommendation to all of you watching would actually be don't worry about powering them with coke, because by the time you're going to care, you're already going to have electric foundries. So, there's really not much of a point to that. Okay, so there we go. Now we're not limited by belt lanes, but we are still limited by amount, apparently, because what is consuming all the coke this direction? Probably coal liquefaction, isn't it? Yep. Huh. So, in that case, do we do that? Steel gets everything? But then I fear there's some things down here that need... Yeah, like tungsten carbide. Interesting. This should still let enough through. Because this can't use a full belt. I mean, we only need 12.5, which means 25 coal. Even if all of these are running, it'll only use 25 coal a second. So because of that, I think we're fine. Now, what I haven't done, which will be helpful, is updating all of these with prod 2. Kind of expensive, but worth it, I hope. And then we'll go ahead and update the beacons as well. And that maybe gets me to a full belt. Still not quite. Still not quite. But hopefully that's enough steel for the time being, and it might not be, but whatever. Now, red circuits, those are stopped. That's always a good sign. Plastic stopped. That's because sulfur is going crazy because of this. I'm gonna slow that down so it takes at maximum 2 a second. Because honestly, we really don't need a lot of hydrogen sulfide. That's just to fire up more of those oil refineries. Okay. Good, 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 good. How are we doing over here? Looks like we're fully hot again. Good work. Fusion reactors. We got some accumulators, so hopefully... Yeah. Oh, they came in handy for a second there. That's nice. And we're half of the way through our DT plasma. And is this the cheap one or the expensive one? Oh gosh, that's the cheaper one. The next one's 50% even more expensive. Oh my. We look at science. Oh gosh. Right now we're handling 80 a minute. So we're looking at like 2 hours for that next research. How can I help? Red circuits. Actually, no. What? Why isn't it going faster? I think this is maxed out at the half belt. We're gonna need to send a separate belt, I think. Which we can. I think this will just have to have its own belt. The train tracks. Rails, I think they're called. And... we've definitely got some issues with oil as well. I probably should tap into the oil up here. These 3 patches. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And is there anything else within that vicinity? There's those way up there. But that's really it. Okay. So 11 pump jacks, and that will be the next thing we do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably will need only 1 pump, but I'll do 2. Okay, we got it. Alright, we'll go set that up, and then we'll call it an episode. Do I have a car? No, whatever. It's not that far. He says before it takes 3 hours to run there. DDD. Look at the legs. Legs, legs, legs. Speaking of legs, can I get a better power armor by now? I probably can. Haven't even really thought about power armor in a while. We can definitely get the fusion reactor. And then the power armor. We do need graphene, but yeah, it's pretty cheap research, and we already have all the things we need, so I'll put that on the list. Power armor Mark II. Because more legs means less running. Cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. I also need to put, what's it called? Oh, here we are. Sulfuric acid. I need to get sulfuric on the train network, and then I can start doing chunks, especially once we have the next fusion power thing going on. Then I can do chunks into... Wait, that's not right. Yeah, it is. Okay. That should do it. Chunks of ore into the full amounts of ore. But what we can do is use trains to transfer the chunks, actually. So I guess I don't need sulfuric on trains, because we'll bring chunks in by train, and those are 4 times as dense as ore. And I hope they stack... Ooh, they stack to 100. So that's actually a big deal, because an ore chunk Oh, they're 8 times denser. Oh, wow. Sorry, no. They're 16 times denser. So a train full of chunks is 16 trains full of ore. That means when we switch to deep core mining, which will require our tritium power, but once we have tritium power, we should be able to do that, then our train network is going to have plenty of throughput again, even for huge amounts of ore. Even though these trains are not the most efficient train networks in the world, when one train can carry... Well, what can they carry? They can carry 4,000 regular ore, so that means 8,000 chunks, and 8,000 chunks is 64,000 ore in one train. That's plenty, I would say. Alright, I promise. We're getting there. So we've got that done, and then we need to keep going. Which direction? Northwest, with a slight northward bent. Oh, but the pipes don't squiggle like this, do they? That was kind of a mistake. Alright, so then... Got that. Oh, you know what else I forgot to do? Get a little bit faster. Get those placed. Really should have blueprinted this. Heck, if I wanted to let my construction bots do some work, I could just blueprint this and let them fly, and it might take them 20 minutes or even half an hour, but who cares, you know? That might have been a better way to approach this from the beginning. Is just make a blueprint with a bunch of electric poles, you know, spaced out, hooked up with, you know, pipe spaced out, hooked up with construction bot roboports spaced out. And then I wouldn't need to be doing this manually. And then I could just let construction bots do it. That might be a good idea. The problem with that is the diagonal flying. For example, if I have the construction things all the way over here, the bots are going to want to fly that way, and then they're going to run out of power. Hey, Gentle Mad Scientist, thank you so much for the raid. What are you up to these days? Gentle Mad Scientist. Oh, that's not the command. SO. Gentle Mad Scientist. There we go. You've been playing Factorio. Hey, we are too. What do you know? What have you been playing? We are still going strong with our BZ set of mods, which has been a lot of fun. The factory is hungry. Oh my gosh, mine too. Especially for power. And not like the, you know, foreign dictator kind of power that you always worry about, but just the regular kind, like electricity, is the kind my factory's been hungry for. Alright, here we are. The last patch of oil. Yeah, well, thank you so much for the raid, and yeah, all of you watching should go check out Gentle Mad Scientist. He loves to play Factorio and other awesome games, so give him a watch, a like, a subscribe, a whatever, some of those things, all of those things, and enjoy running, or eating, or whatever it is you're doing. I always raid and run, too. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. 53, not very much. How's that? 86. This was kind of a mediocre oil run. What do we even have altogether? 200. Yeah, that's not great. It's better than nothing, but I would have really appreciated like a 500. Because then it'll last for a while. Right now, this is not going to last very long. I still need to hook up this pipe with the main pipeline, and then we should be good to go. And this has become a long episode. Because I didn't know we were going to do this, and then all of a sudden, we were. Okay. So the closest the main pipeline gets is over... here? No, where is it? Here. Okay. So I actually need to go west. I could go south first, though. Right through the middle of a coal patch. Wow, I'm really excited by the fact that the chunks are so much denser than ore. I do appreciate that. I almost wonder if it's too much, though, just from a balancing perspective, if the deep core chunks maybe... or, I mean, the regular, like a coal chunk. I think 8 times denser is already pretty insanely good, so 16 times might be a bit much. So I'm wondering if they should still only stack to 50. Personally. Okay, so we need to go over about to where the trains are and then back south. So, all of you here from Gentle Mad's raid, how are you guys doing? What's going on today with your life? Okay, finally. I'm gonna run out of these things. I can use the T-shaped ones, however, as a straight extension. You didn't come from the raid, but you're super awake. Awake since 5 a.m. That's never a good time. Alright, and then that needs to come over. Down, and here's oil. Ta-da! Okay. Well, that was some work, but that gets us 200 more oil a second, which is prioritized to the old oil factory, which is good. Oh, super tired. Sorry, I misread that. Yeah, super tired because you've been super awake, which makes you not super awake. Super awake in terms of time awake, not awakeness, not quality of awake. And we gotta get some lights distributed around the base here. That actually makes me think I should handcraft a few and then put those in the logistics network. Automating it could be a thing too. But I'm going to have to call it an episode there. So for those of you on YouTube, as always, thank you guys for joining. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.